Ashwin's sudden retirement announcement has shocked and surprised the cricketing world. Although there were some rumors and gossips in few media circles and among few gossip journalists, those claims were very hard to verify. And because R Ashwin also, unlike most current Indian players, is one of the rare cricketers in Indian team who has a pretty good relationship with the print journalists and digital cricketing writers as well, because of his great enthusiasm and the passion, and he's a cricketing nut outside the field as well. So he's not just he's one of the rare cricketing pros who is also a cricket romantic. As smoke was out somewhere, but I think the final nail on the coffin was the Brisbane Test match, I believe, because I think as Rohit Sharma said in the press conference that Ashwin had actually told him before the first Test match at Perth itself that he wanted to call it quits, but Rohit Sharma had convinced him or to delay his decision and actually had plans for him to play him in the first Test. Maybe there was a conversation that let's see what we can do after the series, and but I think the Indian cricketing think tank at the moment is a little confused on playing their 11, especially they are totally confused in playing their prime spinner. So in 3 Tests here in the BGT, they have chosen 3 different spinners. There was a joke running in Harbhajan Singh told in the commentary box that maybe in the 4th Test match in Melbourne, maybe they will select me. So the problem is that I think there is a communication issue, and also there is an ego clash in the dressing room, which was actually foretold even before Gautam Gambhir took over, because Gautam Gambhir is a slightly authoritarian figure, so he wants to do things in his way, but there is so much of egos there involved. There is Virat Kohli, who is a similar character, and then there is Rohit Sharma, who is the boss, who is the captain, so he's the boss, but again, he's not in a great form. So I don't think there is a very good team environment at the moment. There must be something fishy. So when the cameras were zooming, there were 2 clips that were circulating. One was Virat Kohli and R Ashwin exchanging very warm hugs and some warm conversation. We all know that that was never the greatest of the relationships in the last 14 years they've been together. We knew that under Virat Kohli that R Ashwin was not the first choice spinner in overseas conditions, and we have seen that Ashwin on many occasions have also put cryptic tweets, and he also was not even sharing the dressing room during some of the matches. He was sitting somewhere in the stands just to express his discontent in a slightly implicit way. But the warm hugs actually gave the impression that this is it. There was another exchange with Gautam Gambhir where Ashwin is standing and having a pretty animated conversation. Not sure what exactly, that we cannot say anything, but I think there is something else. Maybe Gautam Gambhir wanted him for the final Test match at Sydney, where it is very traditional to play 2 spinners. India has played 2 spinners, I think, almost all the time in Sydney. I remember back in 03 that India played Murali Karthik and Anil Kumble. The Stewards farewell Test match. 07 India played both Harbhajan and Kumble played, and 11 I don't remember, but I think last time in 2018 they played Kuldeep and Jadeja. Back in the days in 77 they played 2 or 3 spinners, and in 80 they played 2 spinners again. They in Sydney, I believe, Shivlal Yadav and Sushil Doshi. Nevertheless, Ashwin, you can debate about his performance in overseas conditions, like in South Africa or New Zealand, or in Australia, or maybe England as well. Although in England he troubled many left-handers, but at home and at subcontinent he was a king. I don't think there was any other bowler in the history that has been so successful, so consistent, and not just with the ball but also with the bat. So whenever you have home series, apart from the last series against New Zealand, you always knew from the day one that India is going to wash it out. So, but again, it has also to do with the kind of cricket that has been played today. The standards of Test crickets have fallen so drastically that you can't expect anything for any spinner, for that matter. Especially finger spinners, you need conditions. Without conditions, except for what I've seen is except for somebody like Nathan Lyon in current context, and somebody like Muralidharan in the 90s. You had Muralidharan and Saklain who could extract turn at any flat wicket as well with the Doosra.
At present, due to power game and the influence of T20 cricket in a batsman-dominated world, and the lack of quality of spinners, yes, Ashwin will safely fit into being the second best in the world behind Lyon. Is Ashwin the greatest Indian spinner of all time? Well, we cannot belittle the impacts of the spinners of the yesteryear like Gupte and Nadakarni in the 1950s and the 60s. And how can we forget the stalwart quartet of Venkat, Prasanna, Bedi and Chandra in the late 60s and the 70s? India also had Maninder Singh and Shivlal Yadav in the 1980s. And Anil Kumble and Harbhajan did their best in the conditions that suited them during the golden era of India's Test cricket under Sourav Ganguly and Rahul Dravid to a certain extent, and Mohammad Azharuddin as well. Today, due to their sheer lack of skills in the red ball format and the declines in the quality of cricket, especially Test cricket, in most of the non-Big Three nations, added with woeful rank turners produced in India in the last decade or so, it has been a smooth ride for likes of Ashwin, Jadeja, Akshar to run over the opposition. Was it ideal time to call it? Well, as the greats say, call it when they ask you why now, and not when they ask you why not. It's always good to hang the boots when one is not past his prime or has been enforced to do so. Ashwin knew it better that this time his time has come, and since he's pretty good in his vocabulary and delivery and also good in his pen, the man runs a successful YouTube channel. What better is waiting? This may be a wake-up call for some of the other seniors whose reflexes are giving away.
So, yeah, I wish him all the best and good luck for R Ashwin.